Question number 4, Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Does he stand by his statement, quote, "There is no evidence that inequality in New Zealand is increasing," end quote? If so, how can he continue to argue that when Statistics New Zealand data shows the cost of living for the poorest groups and superannuitants has risen almost twice as fast as for richer households since 2008?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as I said in the answer to the same question in June and July, yes. In answer to the second part of the member's question, it shows he fundamentally doesn't understand how inequality is measured, because the inequality measures are income measures, and the data published yesterday is about expenditure. And of course, if your expenditure is going up, inequality isn't rising if your income is going up as well. So national superannuation, the cost of living for superannuitants went up, but so did their income. In fact, their income went up faster than their cost of living. So, Mr. Speaker, that's why inequality isn't increasing.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Well, in light of that answer, can the Finance Minister confirm that since 2008, incomes for beneficiaries in real terms have fallen by 4%?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, no, and I think the person who did those numbers for the member was the same one who did the numbers for his job scheme, which was, actually I think was probably him. He probably did it, both of them himself. Mr. Speaker, all the measures of inequality show that income inequality in New Zealand is about the same now as it's been for the last decade or so. And actually this year, households on a benefit with children had a $25 a week increase, well above consumer price inflation for the first time in 42 years.
Supplementary question, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Can he confirm that Statistics New Zealand earlier this year said that wealth inequality in New Zealand has grown by their data set that showed that the top 10% of New Zealanders now have 60% of the wealth, up from 55%?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I think I can confirm they said that. There was some debate over whether that was a correct assessment of what was going on, but it's not surprising that in a phase where you've had inflation of asset prices driven by very low interest rates around the world, that some wealth went up. Of course, the question now is what's going to happen when interest rates start rising. And what's likely to happen is those asset prices will flatten out and maybe drop. And of course, the member, like myself, should be pleased about that.
Supplementary question, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
So in light of that answer, can the Minister confirm that wealth inequality in New Zealand has grown on his watch?
No. The Honourable Bill English.
No.
Order.